Looking forward, the art of strategic anticipation. Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to take you on a journey into the future, not with a crystal ball or tarot cards, but with something far more powerful: strategic anticipation. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Aleta Hunt, a visionary whose work in forward thinking has quite literally transformed how thousands of people and organizations approach both challenges and opportunities. Aletta isn't just a thought leader, she's a future architect who has dedicated her life to helping others, particularly Black women, move beyond reactive survival mode into proactive, purpose driven leadership. Her methodologies have reshaped corporate cultures, revitalized struggling businesses, and perhaps most importantly, empowered countless individuals to reclaim authorship of their own stories. Have you ever noticed how we spend most of our lives looking in the rearview mirror? We're constantly analyzing what happened, what went wrong, what we could have done differently. But what if? And this is the question Aletta posed that stopped me in my tracks. What if we redirected that energy toward what lies ahead? It's a deceptively simple question with revolutionary implications. Forward thinking, as Aletta defines it, isn't just planning, it's a radical act of self determination. It's declaring that regardless of what systems and structures might say about our worth or potential, we are actively creating our futures rather than merely responding to circumstances. During our illuminating conversation, Aletta shared three fundamental principles that form the backbone of effective forward thinking. These aren't just theoretical concepts floating in the academic ether, they're practical approaches that can transform how we navigate our careers, businesses, and lives. The first principle is strategic anticipation. This isn't about crystal balls or fortune telling, it's about developing the muscle to recognize patterns, identify potential obstacles before they materialize, and create contingency plans that keep you moving forward regardless of what arises. As Aletta eloquently put it, strategic anticipation is the difference between being caught in a storm without an umbrella and dancing confidently through the raindrops. I love that imagery, don't you? This approach allows us to prepare for challenges before they arrive, creating pathways around obstacles rather than crashing into them. The second principle Aletta emphasized is innovative problem solving. Forward thinking demands that we look beyond conventional solutions and explore new possibilities. This requires creativity, open mindedness, and the courage to take calculated risks. The most significant breakthroughs, Aletta reminded us, rarely come from doing things the way they've always been done. For those navigating spaces that weren't designed with them in mind, this innovative approach isn't just beneficial, it's essential. The third principle that emerged from our conversation is continuous self development. Forward thinking isn't a destination, but an ongoing journey of growth. It involves developing both internal awareness and directional clarity, which together form the foundation for meaningful progress. Aletta shared a powerful affirmation during our talk that resonated deeply with me. I am not defined by where I stand today, but by the direction in which I'm moving. This perspective keeps us dynamic and adaptable in an ever changing world. To illustrate these principles in action, Aletta shared several compelling stories that demonstrate the transformative power of forward thinking. Consider the story of a cafe manager in a small town who exemplified strategic anticipation. This manager learned about an upcoming town festival that would bring an unprecedented influx of visitors. Now, most business owners in her position might have waited until the crowds arrived before reacting, perhaps frantically calling employees to come in on their day off or running to the store for emergency supplies. But not this manager, and she didn't wait to react. Instead, she proactively ordered extra inventory, scheduled additional staff shifts, and even developed special menu items celebrating the town event all weeks in advance. When the day arrived, something remarkable happened. While other local businesses struggled with shortages and overwhelmed employees, this cafe served the increased customer base efficiently and joyfully. The staff wasn't stressed, they were prepared. The customers weren't disappointed, they were delighted. And the profits, they increased substantially during this period. What's particularly instructive about this example is how the manager transformed a potential crisis into an opportunity. She had previously experienced inventory shortages during unexpected busy periods, resulting in lost sales and customer dissatisfaction. Rather than allowing this pattern to repeat, she developed a habit of monitoring local events and planning accordingly. This approach didn't just address a single event, it established a new operational standard that continued to benefit the business long after the event concluded. That's the power of forward thinking. It doesn't just solve immediate problems, it creates sustainable systems for ongoing success. Aleta also introduced me to the 5 Ps of being proactive, a framework developed by career expert Chrissy Savitka. This structured approach encompasses 5 key actions: predict, prevent, plan, participate, and perform. According to research on proactive behavior, professionals who implement these principles experience reduced procrastination and greater career advancement. And for those navigating environments where the stakes are often higher and the margins for error smaller, this framework offers a practical roadmap for professional development. The first principle, predict, emphasizes developing foresight by paying attention to patterns while remaining flexible enough to adapt when those patterns change. This balance between learning from the past while not being constrained by it has helped countless professionals navigate career transitions successfully. Aletta also highlighted a fascinating study examining how forward thinking entrepreneurs create sustainable business advantages through innovation. In today's rapidly changing market environment, entrepreneurs, particularly those who often face additional barriers to funding and support, need to differentiate themselves while maintaining profitability and adaptability. The study found that forward thinking entrepreneurs focus on creating unique products, services, or solutions that set them apart from competitors while continuously improving their business processes. These innovative approaches led to market differentiation, increased profitability, and enhanced adaptability to change. What's particularly striking about these entrepreneurs is that they developed not just innovative products, but entire business models that anticipated future market needs. They created cultures of continuous improvement where teams constantly sought better ways to perform tasks, improve customer experiences, and enhance product offerings. Beyond individual business success, these forward thinking approaches contributed to broader industry innovation and created more engaging workplaces where employees felt empowered to contribute ideas and participate in the innovation process. As Aletta wisely noted, when we think forward, we don't just change our own trajectory, we create ripples that transform entire systems. Now, I want to share an actionable practice from my conversation with Aletta, what she calls the forward thinking practice. Each morning, take 5 minutes to consider one potential challenge that might arise in your day or week ahead. Rather than worrying about it, develop a specific plan for how you'll address it if it occurs. This simple practice builds your predictive muscles and prepares you to respond rather than react. It's particularly valuable for those navigating spaces where they're often expected to be perpetually prepared while simultaneously being denied the information and resources needed for that preparation. Additionally, set aside time monthly to reflect on patterns in your life and work. Ask yourself, what recurring challenges am I facing? How can I prevent them rather than repeatedly solving the same problems? This reflection helps you move from constantly putting out fires to building systems that prevent them in the first place. Remember what Aleta shared about the balance between action and stillness. Sometimes the most forward thinking decision is to pause, reassess, and realign with your purpose before continuing. This isn't stagnation, it's strategic preparation. As Maya Angelou wisely said, hoping for the best, prepared for the worst, and unsurprised by anything in between. This embodies the essence of forward thinking, not pessimism, but practical optimism grounded in preparation. Aleta's insights remind us that forward thinking isn't just about individual success, it's about creating pathways for those who will follow. When we anticipate challenges and create innovative solutions, we're not just navigating systems, we're transforming them. So, where do we go from here? How do we take these principles of strategic anticipation and apply them in a world that often rewards reactivity over proactivity? I believe it starts with a simple yet profound shift in perspective. Instead of asking, what happened? We must train ourselves to ask, what's possible? Instead of focusing exclusively on the problems of today, we must allocate mental and emotional resources to creating the solutions of tomorrow. This isn't about ignoring the present, it's about engaging with it in a way that serves our future. It's about recognizing that every decision we make today is actually a vote for the person we'll be tomorrow. Forward thinking isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. In a world of increasing complexity and rapid change, those who can anticipate, adapt, and act with purpose will not only survive, but thrive. I challenge you today to become an architect of your future rather than a prisoner of your past. Start small, perhaps with Aleta's 5-minute morning practice, but start now. Begin to develop the muscle of strategic anticipation. Cultivate the creativity required for innovative problem solving. Commit to the continuous self development that keeps you growing in the direction of your dreams. Remember that forward thinking isn't just about planning, it's about transformation. It's about moving from surviving to thriving, from reacting to creating, from accepting limitations to expanding possibilities. The future isn't something that happens to us, it's something we actively create, one forward thinking step at a time. And when we embrace this truth, we don't just change our own lives, we change the world. Thank you.